G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach, providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present just trades thoughts because I think trades are so important in the first 2 weeks of the AFL season, and it's kind of driving me crazy a little bit because I reckon I've had about 8 different ideas of what I'm thinking of doing this week. And I think every time I've talked about trades this week, I've thought of something different, and that's no different today. So it is a big couple of weeks for trading. And I've got a massive decision to make now. Obviously, you guys, if you keep up to date with me, and thank you for everyone that watches all my videos and stuff like that. And by the way, we're trying. How many subs are we off from? How many subs are we off from 500? Because it's really gone up the past week or so, which has been brilliant. 3 subs off 500, which would be outstanding. And obviously, the long-term goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers before round 1, 2024. So that would be brilliant. So, but not making a good case for myself, am I, with 81K rank? But I think a lot of us are in a pretty, similar position. I feel in my head it feels like I'm a little bit behind because I'm just trying to think. I've obviously so my 3 trades I've been hot on for about 24 hours was Horn-Francis in, Dacos in, Sheasel in for I think it was Jones, Stewart, and Fife, I believe. I could be wrong. It might be Chester instead, but I've cooled off Horn-Francis. I've cooled off from him because I've just thought, you know what? There's another bloke. There's another bloke that's mid-price that I think is more safer and more secure role. He's almost nearly the number 1 mid for the Hawks. It is James Worpel that I'm really tossing up, and I prefer him. If I'm going to bring in a mid-pricer this week, it's going to be Worpel over Horn-Francis. But I'm definitely making 2 trades this week. Stewart for Dacos and Fife for Sheasel. That's definitely happening. It's more about, do I want to make this 3rd trade in round 1 and use a boost? Because there is, if I do it, and then again next week, there is a very good chance that I would need to use a boost again next week. So that would put me down to 3 boosts. That would bring me. That would take off 2 out of my 5 boosts in the first 2 rounds, which I don't feel very good about because I think boosts are just such an advantage. You can use one during the buys. You can use one. You can use a few during upgrade season, that sort of thing. And I feel like I'd hinder myself a little bit if I use both boosts. But sorry, this is going to be a bit of a ramble, to be honest. But what if I make 2 trades this week? I may as well show you. So Stewart would go out, and same with Fife. I'm not keeping Fife. I'm sorry. The only reason you'd keep him is for the North Melbourne game, but just no confidence at all, to be honest. So I'd bring in Dacos, and I'd bring in the Cheezel. Where is he? There he is. Which would give me 246K 500 for next week. And if I don't use a boost this week, it's a guarantee that I'm going to be using one next week. I think it's perfectly fine to use a boost just for corrections with your side. But I'm just thinking, do I want to use 2? Because I know I'm going to have to use, because I'm still missing a few players. I'm going to probably need to use another boost next week. Like, that's the problem. So if I make 2 trades this week, I run the risk of maybe missing out on a cash cow or something. But it would keep me on 4 boosts, if everyone understands. So look, the other one I was really considering was let's activate this. If I was to use a boost this week, I think it was Chesser to Worpel, who I just trust a bit more than Horn-Francis. I'm going to need another week's worth of data, I feel like. a second-year player versus a 6-year player. Horn Francis, I think, is that fourth guy running through the midfield. Still had 65% CBAs, but Warple's nearly basically the number one guy. And you would make this trade, Chester to Warple. You'd move Gimby to the back line. Constable can piss off to the bench. That looks all right, but it's using a boost in the first round. So I've got a big decision to make because next week, you've got to think about the targets next week. Obviously, Horn Francis, there's a very good chance I'm going to look to bring him in next week. Another one is you got to consider Chandler as well. So, mate, what I'd love to do is get rid of Madden. If Constable's dropped this week, he can be my loop. Get rid of Madden, put Radigalia there, and you can put Chandler there. But I don't think I'll be able to do that. And then there's still issues on my side. You've got Jones. Hopefully he gets up. I think I'm leaning more towards keeping him. I'd rather get rid of Chester, especially if Chester doesn't play this week. Because you know at least that Jones is going to come back next week. You have no idea when Campbell Chester is going to be back in the side because I'm going to be honest, he doesn't look ready at AFL football just yet. I saw him once all game against North Melbourne. So it's a big decision because there is a chance I'd probably have to use a boost next week as well, which would put me down to 30 trades. I don't think that's too much of an issue. It's more the fact that would you rather have 31 trades after 2 rounds with 4 boosts, or would you rather down 30 trades but with 3 boosts? So that's really a toss-up for me. I probably should have recorded this after the Carlton-Geelong game, but I just wanted to get this out and just give my thoughts, to be honest. I'm thinking tonight to loop Jones. If Jones if both and Chester are out, I'm trading Chester. If Chester's in but Jones is out, that complicates things a tad because I would use Jones as a loop for Cowan tonight. If Jones isn't playing, I'm looping Cowan. Cowan scores half all right, I'll keep Jones on field. If Cowan scores below 60, then I'll give Wilmot a crack. So that's what I'm thinking. Darcy and Marshall's fine. Flanders is a concern for me. I think, and Hopper as well. I don't even want to think about Rory Laird. I know I've said during the week, if he looks bad and scores under 120, then I'm trading him. I really need Rory Laird to get together because I need Rory Laird to be all right because I don't think I can afford to trade Laird. The thing that I don't think I can afford to trade Laird. So I'm really hoping that he goes all right. By the way, I think this week I'm hoping Laird does all right against Richmond. We'll just make Tom Green as captain. I think I'd go with Tom Green. So it's a big decision for me. Obviously, I'll make my own decisions, but let me know what you think down below. Would you rather have 31 trades with 4 boosts? You might risk missing out on the other blokes I'm looking at is if I have 31 trades with 4 boosts, you run the risk of, because I'm basically saying to myself, I think Chandler and Horn Francis can come in. I'm hoping, I'm going to be honest, I'm hoping Chandler gets dropped because that can be a problem a bit later down the line. I don't think he will. I think he played too well to play. This is the most unplanned video I've ever done, but I hope you guys like my rambling. Because I'm also considering one of Pedler, Philippou, Phillips, because, to be honest, there's a decent chance 2 of them are going to be good cash cows, but I think I'm only going to be able to get in 1. And if I run the risk of making 2 trades this week, then unfortunately, I might have to miss out on all of them. So that's a little bit of a concern for me. And Yeah, it's a big decision for me. I remember I don't have to answer this tonight. I mean, I don't have to. I don't have to make this massive decision today. I might actually make it today because it all depends on selection. So this is a massive week of selection. Got to see if Jones plays. We'll see if Kessler gets dropped. Maybe Chandler gets dropped. Look, preference would be he can be a problem a bit later down the line. I hope he gets dropped because then that means there's one less trade to worry about next week. I mean, I'll be using a boost regardless because I think even if Chandler doesn't play, you got to worry about Pedler, Phillips, and maybe just try to get two of them in. So, yeah, this isn't really planned, but I thought I'd discuss it with you guys. Let me know what your thoughts down below are. Would you rather, I guess in my situation, let's go back to my actual team. I'm definitely making 2 trades this week. I'm going Stewart down to Dacos. Now, that's one thing I need to remember. I need to make sure before the game starts, Stewart's out of my team, which I'll make sure of that. Actually, you know what? I don't even want to. I'll leave everything else, but let's just make sure that Stewart is out of my team. Also, got to make sure Cowan's emergency. We'll see how Radaglia goes tonight. What else? I'll vice captain Laird in the green for now. That's what I'm thinking. I think I'll do a final preview and decision tomorrow, and I'll let you know what I do. So, and also leagues start up this week, so that should be a bit of fun. So, thank you if you join the SDS SuperCoach League or the SDS Times Pro League. That's really nice of you. Yeah. So, and then the other one definitely. You know what? I know I'm making 2 trades this week. Let's just get this one out of the way. Sheasel definitely needs to come in for 5. So it all just depends on whether I want to trade Chester, maybe Jones to Warple, that sort of thing. You move Ginby down back. Might also mean Constable goes on the bench or whatever. So yeah, look, those are 2 trades I'm definitely making. It's just all about whether I want to make the third one, which is because if I don't bring in Warple, there's a good chance I'd want him in next week. And then you've got to worry about Warple, Horn-Francis, Chandler. And then as well, you're running the risk of not having Phillips, Pedler, or Philippou. So, yeah, it's a big decision, I guess. Also on whether if I want 4 boosts. So I think I'll leave it there, guys. Just a really rambly sort of video. Hope you guys don't mind it. There wasn't really a structure to this, but just thought I'd talk about my side. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.